Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you're not. And welcome home if that sits for you. This week we want to talk about what's up. This week is the 6th through the 12th of May, 2024. I have new space. It might not look like it to you, but I am recording in brand new space today. So make sure that you let me know if you can hear me. And how it feels to you. I'm interested. It feels pretty good to me, recognizing that all things are always in flux. Anyway, let's get on our week here. So beginning with Monday, we start the week with an Aries moon. That Aries moon is going to conjunct Mercury and Chiron, both in the very early hours before moving into Taurus. That Taurus moon is going to square Pluto in retrograde in the evening, and then Mercury will conjunct Chiron late in the evening. So that week is opening with some really potentially tense energy. And here's the deal. Your willingness to leave the past in the past and really be in the now is going to determine how that plays out for you. So your motives are going to clarify and intensify as the day progresses. So you might have the opportunity to have some pretty wide open conversation that brings a new level of healing, right? So if you have the opportunity to have a conversation like that, or even to begin a conversation like that, take the challenge. Dare to do that, right? Dare to do that. On Tuesday, the 7th of May, hello. The Taurus sun is going to sextile Saturn. The moon in Taurus will conjunct Venus and sextile Saturn. And then we have the new moon at 10:22 p.m. Central Time, where the moon and sun conjunct in Taurus, right? So Tuesday is it's a seeds planted kind of day for sure. So Saturn is going to activate both the sun and the moon to remind you of what you can accomplish, right? And then Venus, Venus smooches up to the moon in Taurus, creating some strength of conviction and devotion to that sense of home. And remember that when we're talking about that sense of home, what we want to remember is that this is a self-reflexive state of being, right? It talks about what home smells like for you, what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, right? Nobody can conjure those images for you. You have to come up with those answers on your own. So make sure that you're doing that. This Taurus new moon, it's about planting seeds, right? And really understanding that you're planting those seeds at that space of home, and then expanding them, right? Knowing that they're going to grow, On Wednesday, the 8th, the Taurus moon conjuncts both Uranus and Jupiter before lunchtime, and then sextiles Neptune. And then the moon moves into Gemini around dinner time, and then trines Pluto. So the challenge of this new moon energy is really going to, let's say it's going to challenge your status quo. And you might feel that today. So consciously allow yourself to shift toward the you that your intentions are asking you to be now, right? Now, not yesterday, not the day before, not last year. Now, who are your intentions asking you to be now? So release any misgiving or discomfort, and remind yourself that you can absolutely try a thing on and allow it to fill itself in along the way, right? Your nature is fluid, so remind yourself that it's okay to be in shift, it's okay to be in change, but that what you're choosing is your now. You're choosing your now, and that will inform absolutely everything else. On Thursday, the Gemini moon sextiles Mars, super early in the morning. So again, action is your friend on Thursday. as long as you're moving with caution and purpose, right? It's that whole safety first on uneven surfaces kind of thing. The ground that you're creating might not be solid as it appears just yet, okay? So remember that your wings can always do the work of keeping you safe if you believe you can, right? Trust those wings, right? Trust them. On Friday the 10th, that Gemini moon is going to square both Saturn and Neptune and sextile Chiron and Mercury before moving into Cancer at the end of the day. So the deal here is on Friday, idealism in the wake of this concept of pure potential is an absolutely beautiful thing until or unless it creates a bubble of, let's call it nonsense around what is the truth, right? So resist your tendencies to tell like a rose-colored glasses story. Make sure that your feet are on the ground, absolutely, and really identify yourself as the narrator of your own truth, okay? On Saturday the 11th, that Cancer moon is going to quincunx Pluto and square Mars. So Saturday is a mind your mouth kind of day. Arguments can really easily flare up, and that could really lead to a total shutdown in communication, which, guess what? Nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants that. The problem is that those arguments are probably really not even relevant to what's happening in the now. Like, they're not Saturday the 11th of May 2024 arguments, but they're about old business or old feelings that have been let go and have been unmanaged and undealt with. So curb your impulse to react now, right? In fact, you might be best served to table action to a different day. I'm not saying don't get out and exercise. What I'm saying is don't go charging in to fix a solution on Saturday. It might not have the consequences or the reception that you're looking for. And then on Sunday the 12th, that Cancer moon is going to sextile Venus, the Sun, Jupiter, and Uranus, to trine Saturn, and then to square both Chiron and Mercury. So this is Mother's Day, right? The moon is in Cancer. So be mindful of how you're going to choose to personalize any stories today, right? The chance is that it has very little to do with you. So if you decide to hook into anybody else's story, you might be really sorry later. Yeah, thank you. When you find out not only that it really had nothing to do about you to begin with, but that those consequences, the consequences of your reaction are going to echo much more deeply than you really anticipated. Those consequences are going to come back and not necessarily bite you, but they are definitely going to affect you in a way you might not love, right? Okay, let's chat, shall we? So on Monday, okay, we have the King of Cups and Temperance. All right, look, I'm trying to figure it out, guys. So we have the King of Cups and Temperance. This is a lot of water balancing, right? So this is really mastering your emotions. We talk about this as being a potentially tense day and how leaving the past in the past is really your key. Being in the now, right? This is how we manage both the past and the future right here. This is how we manage both past and the future right here. You can't affect either. So those motives, again, are going to clarify and intensify as the day progresses. Make sure that you're open to a heart-based conversation that really allows you to wrap up everything in your moment of now, right? Dare to have that conversation. Dare to move things through and understand that what you're doing is trying to seek awareness, compassion, understanding, right? This isn't about victory. This is not about winning the conversation. It's about having it, right? On Tuesday, We have the Four of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Well, beautiful energy. We're talking about seeds planted, right? So what are you planting? How are you juggling? The key here is absolutely how grounded are you, right? How firmly are you standing on your own feet? We talked about this sense of home. Four of Swords, taking everything that you've learned, right? Taking everything that you've learned and putting it all together in this sense of home. Like, look, she's in this little nest, right? She's coming back to herself after processing and integrating all of the learning she's been doing. She's understanding how to be firmly grounded as she moves through her life. No matter what happens, no matter what comes, she is solid because she's standing here. So again, we're talking about that sense of home, what it means to you, what you can accomplish when that is your foundation. And so at this new moon, make sure that you're planting those seeds deeply, deeply, because what's going to happen is that they will germinate, they will grow, because this is Taurus New Moon energy, guys. This is big deal. So make sure that you're getting it done. Very consciously, very consciously. On Wednesday, we have the Two of Wands and the Chariot. Well, I love this. This is a beautiful bifurcated energy, right? The Chariot about forward motion and really making those choices. The Two of Wands about how you're discerning what it is that you're going to be moving with. So this new moon challenge is about your status quo, right? How are we moving forward? Why are we moving forward? Where are we going now? Consciously allowing yourself to shift. This is very important. Coming back to the now, right? Whenever you have this Two of Wands or the Chariot, the key here is that you are the fulcrum between these things, between these choices, between these modes of motion, between the where you're going, right? Your choice, A or B, you're the one that's deciding. And so if you're consciously choosing to be in that firm presence, right? There's nothing that you can't choose, and there's no direction that you can't go. Just making sure that you're aware that you have those choices, right? In every moment you have those choices, and you're the one deciding. Always important to remember. On Thursday, beautiful. We have the Queen of Cups, the Six of Wands. So here's the deal, right? We're coming back to this water energy. How are we embodying this in our strongest, right? So making sure that you're moving deliberately, right? We're not racing ahead. Even though we're Wands and Cups here, this is about how you move and why, certainly, but it's about choosing, right? It's about choosing your embodiment. It's about choosing your path. It's about choosing the way that you're going to be victorious here. And so making sure that because you're constantly in motion, you're just testing your ground, or that you're trusting the experience to populate itself in such a way that it's absolutely always for your highest and best, right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. On Friday, you have the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant. Okay, absolutely beautiful. This is the day that we talked about idealism and how idealism is lovely until you create something that isn't true up and around what you've got going on. The Queen of Swords and the Hierophant allow you to cut through the nonsense of anything that isn't right, resisting your own tendencies to kind of blur the background and say, oh yeah, it's good, it's all good. Making sure that your feet are on the ground and that you're narrating your own truth, right? The Hierophant knows that you are the key to all of those things, and you have the capacity to cut out the nonsense as long as you stay in focus with what it is that you want, right? Always coming back to your truth, your truth, your truth, not someone else's. Your truth, not someone else's. Saturday. Six of Pentacles, Judgment. Okay, so Six of Pentacles is about giving and taking, right? It's about reciprocity. It's about the flow of information. We talked about this as a day where you may end up in some conflict or argument, and how that absolutely might not be even relevant to the now, right? It might be stuff from the past that's coming up that you're being asked to deal with now. The key is to curb your impulse to react, right? To go into that higher sense of what is at play here. What am I giving? What am I receiving? Where is my stance in this, right? Harkening back to this kind of Two of Pentacles energy, where we're looking at our foundations and understanding that we always have our highest foundation if we so choose. And whether or not we're going to dredge something up as a weapon, right, to weaponize something that happened in the past, or whether we're going to bring it to the forefront to be healed, those are very different prospects. And so what you're giving and what you're getting could be very different in that capacity. So just consciously choose what it is that you're doing, where you're putting your attention, where you're focusing, and what your purpose is as you do that, right? If you're just there to flog and hash and rehash, why waste your energy, right? On Sunday, Ace of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So this is about information that's coming to you that's going to allow you to put some new things in action. We talked about this as the day to really be mindful of whether or not you're going to personalize someone else's story today. What are you doing in terms of utilization of the information that comes at you? How is it shaping your consciousness? The bottom line is that if you choose to take something on that's not yours, it's going to have a big consequence. So make sure that you're allowing that idea that this isn't your business to lead you up to a different level. Instead of engaging in the 3D, take your awareness to the highest and see what happens, right? See what happens. Absolutely. We have a do the work reminder this week. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, especially for this Taurus New Moon, right? So do the work of really figuring out what you're consciously putting into the world. Allow it to lead you, right? Even if it's a trigger. Check your foundations this week, right? If you need a little sump pump action, make that happen. If you need a little grounding and balancing, make that happen. If you need to take a little bit of action, let that happen, right? However you need to call your work in, make sure you're doing it this week, especially this week. We have the middle world. Interesting that we have a Taurus New Moon and we have the middle world as our oracle, right? Let's see what this has to say to us. Especially because the middle world is the realm that Taurus plays in, right? Okay, the middle world, the essence. The middle world is the realm of the day-to-day reality, the playground of the living. It's the present moment, hello, where everything is happening. Yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is the mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth support everything. When they're not right, heaven and earth must be brought to order as well. The invitation, the middle world shows up when the conditions are favorable to your undertaking. Do not hesitate, right? Move forward, as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient, but mindful of not being reckless. I think we just said that about 10 times. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now. Do not try to correct in the earth what needs to be corrected in the heavens. Right. We're managing ourselves in order to create 3D change, not the other way around. The resources to support the change or endeavor you're considering are not readily available to you yet, so it's important to ask for help from the invisible realm, from the helpers in the upper world. For now, wait. Right? So I think we addressed that actually a few times this week, where we said, this might not be the time to charge ahead. This might not be the time to forge ahead, right? You're being asked to create the thought form, not necessarily to put it into action, right? We have wands, but they're choosing wands. What we have a lot of our ideas, what we have a lot of our pentacles, laying foundations so that what you're looking for can be created with the solid foundation. This is the most important thing, right? Your foundation, your sense of home. So, yeah. All right, guys, have a blessed new moon, and yeah, take care. See you soon.